Hey guys, how you doing today? This is probably going to be a short one. I'm meeting up with a buddy. I don't know when he's going to show up, so I'm just going to give you the heads up now. I might suddenly say goodbye and move along. Oh, hey, I don't even know what to talk about today. What the heck has even been happening in the world? You guys see that explosion in Beirut? Holy cow, is that ridiculous? I mean, this is the thing that everyone is saying, hey, we gotta wait for information, okay, we gotta wait for information, right? If you haven't seen this explosion, right, there was a big explosion that happened in Beirut. It's being called an industrial accident. The thing looks like a nuclear bomb went off in the middle of the city. Absolutely staggering. And so many people caught it. It got caught on like, I've seen 5 different angles, right? And some of them ranging from just like, just a casual guy shooting out over just taking a picture. Just happens to be taking a picture of his beautiful city that he loves, and suddenly, boom, it goes off. To people who are setting up like glamour shots, and like a woman is at like a wedding and she's like getting this really gorgeous shot of her taken, and then it just boom goes off in the background. Absolutely stunning. But the angle that everybody's taking is kind of wait and see, right? No one wants to call it an act of terrorism. This is the angle that is getting hyper focused on. Is this an act of terrorism? Is this terror? Is this something that some group is going to claim? But you know what's interesting about this, right? No one's actually sitting there being like, holy hell, wait a minute. We can set off explosions that are like on the same sort of scale as nuclear bombardment. Like, that's how people are talking about it. And we can just do that on accident. We can just do that accidentally. These things can happen. Like, in the movies, whenever there's some kind of explosion that goes off, like you're at the firework factory and an explosion goes off, and they're never depicted as these enormous, colossal, massive events that can just suddenly happen because of our own stupidity and incompetence. Or just even forget about the stupidity and competence angle. Just they can happen because the universe is huge and full of chaos, and we don't have control of it. Like, this is the thing that's scary about industrialized capitalism and the arrogance of the human species, is that we're moving forward with this idea that, like, yeah, we know what we're doing, right? We have control of all of this kind of stuff. We have the means, and we understand and all this. And no, we don't. Like, no, we don't. We're slightly better than monkeys. Like, and I do mean like slightly better. We have this. We have the ability to articulate abstract thoughts. That's it. That's the only skill that we have that monkeys don't have, is the ability to articulate an abstract thought and have that abstract thought be understood by a fellow human. If it wasn't for that attribute, we would be no better than monkeys. And we're just monkeys with guns and fire and just like this absolute absurd technological build-up over thousands of years. Generation over generation, we keep handing off this technological information, kind of crossing our fingers and hoping that the next group that we hand it off to is actually going to pay any attention whatsoever to any kind of safety precautions or safety protocols, and instead of doing what every human being has ever done on the face of the planet, which is look at any kind of protocol or any kind of thing and go, that's probably not important. Lots of people comment on these, by the way. I'm just leaning into the old age. That's it. You see old people walking around with these things? Well, I'm going to lean into it. Soon my hair will go gray, all that kind of stuff. I don't give a crap. I'll be ready to go. Masks make my skin dry. I wear the mask all day. You can see it, eh? Dry skin right there. Oh, it's ugly. Worth commenting on. Oh, in any case. Yeah, like, we don't, humanity doesn't control anything. We think we do. We have this really crazy thing inside of our head that when I was presented it as a kid, when I was presented this idea as a kid, it was in passing. It was like some scientific study was done where it was like, well, we gave one group of people the medicine that we're testing to, I don't know, cure this intestinal dysfunction. And then we gave another group of people a sugar pill to see if it would clear the dysfunction because of the placebo effect. And I was like, oh, what's the placebo effect? And just like literally the scientist is like, oh, the placebo effect is just this idea that if you believe you have done something to cure yourself, then you will be cured, even if the cure is meaningless. I was like, hi, excuse me 1 second. Did you just say that humans can wish themselves better? And the science people will be like, not wish themselves better, but just, if we think that we're better, then we will be better. And I'm like, so we can wish ourselves better. Like, we can just sort of pray ourselves better. We can just sort of sit down and think, you know what, I think I'll just be better. And this is the placebo effect. We have this thing inside our brain that we can trick ourselves into feeling sick, and we can trick ourselves into feeling better. That we can manifest. And this is science. Like, this is proven. If you don't think this exists, you are wrong. We have test after test after test. That's the reason you have control groups, is because we have this ability as humans to just believe something that may or may not be true, but then it becomes true and it manifests physically in the world. And that's how we just are, right? And so we have this, then you couple that, the idea that like a person can believe something so hard that it simply becomes true because they believe it, coupled with our immense arrogance and our immense stupidity. And then eventually all of that comes together into this perfect little swirling tornado, and then reality shows up. The earth, the godmother, the Gaia, God, whatever force of existence you choose, could just be the chaotic randomness of the universe if you're that type of person, just goes, oh, this is what's actually real. While you are messing around with this self-deluding belief system that exists inside your brain, where you're attempting to justify we can just cut that regulation one more time. We can just ignore those safety protocols one more time. We can just skirt that one more time. We can just cut that one more corner. We can just do that one more time. Eventually, and all of that being propelled by just your raw belief that it will work, right? That this, oh yeah, we can do that. That's fine. But then eventually, the earth goes, okay, but this is what's real. And you hit just a wall. And as in happened in Beirut. And they're probably going to do an investigation, and they're probably going to find out that it literally was just like faulty wiring, or like just, something. They'll pin it on something that was like, just a random confluence of events occurred. And that led to this, chain of event. One thing led to another, led to another, led to another, which led to this. Oh, no one could have foreseen it. It's like, oh, yeah, that's right. No one could have foreseen it. So why are we doing it? That's my question. Why are we stockpiling all of that gunpowder and chemicals and explosive material together? What's that for? And like 9 times out of 10, like 99 times out of 100, you find out that the reason why we're doing something so extremely dangerous is to make cargo fast, right? Oh, just to make cargo fast. Cargo fast. We better cargo fast. And it really reminds me of this. I pay attention to this Warhammer. I pay attention to a lot of video games and stuff like this. And there's this Warhammer 40K. It's like a tabletop gaming thing that has this hilarious lore following. They have these fantasy orcs, right? But of course, it's set in space, so they're space orcs, right? And people are like, how do orcs get into space? They're just the dumbest. And they are. They're very dumb. Literally, their whole existence is like they get spawned from a mushroom that infests a planet that you can't really get rid of, so you always have orcs that you gotta be constantly dealing with. And all they want to do is fight. They just come out and they just fight. That's it. And so what'll happen with these orcs is they'll find a car that's been broken down, right? And they'll just get in and they'll be like, car goes on, and they turn it on and it goes, right? But the thing doesn't have an engine or anything, right? People chase off the orcs and then there'll be this car that has no engine. How the heck was this working? And it just turns out that the orcs are latently psychic, but they're too stupid to know it, right? Or too stupid to understand it. But it means that when they do things that shouldn't work, but they think it does work, then it does work, because they have this latent psychic ability. But the things that they do are stupid because they're orcs, and so their stuff is dumb. So they'll like paint cars red, right? And then the car will go faster because red things go faster. And this is more or less how I look at humanity, right? We have these amazing psychic abilities that have been documented. We know they exist. The placebo effect is a wonder. It's a miracle. It is a miracle. You can wish yourself better. You can wish yourself happier. You can wish yourself to be miserable. It's there. We've documented it. It exists. And if you get into a group of people, you can collectively wish things into existence. You can collectively decide to do things together. It is an amazingly powerful ability that we have built in to our psychic landscape, and we don't know anything about it. And we're too stupid to use it. We're too stupid to realize it. We don't teach it. We don't talk about it. We ignore it completely. Completely, we ignore it. And it's just because we're very dumb. We're just, cargo's fast, right? Cargo's fast. We want cargo fast, beep beep. That's, it's good. Like, what kind of species decides, like, and it seems like we've all decided that it is completely normal to drive an hour to a place you hate, to do a job for people you will never meet, who take the vast majority of your productivity away from you, and then you drive home for an hour to live in a giant house that no one needs, and you don't spend any time in. It's incredibly confusing. It's incredibly confusing. And if there was an outsider paying attention, like if there was just some alien looking down on humans doing this, they would just constantly be like, why are they doing that? What possible benefit does this have for them? What possible thing could they be doing that is worth spending their whole life in this meaningless, trivial cycle of pointlessness? But humans, the one thing that you can't say anything about us is that we've got to keep moving. We got to keep being in momentum. One thing I've definitely learned is anybody who says that humans will just sit around and be lazy doesn't understand humanity at all. Like, you literally are like not even in the basement of understanding humanity. You're like in the cellar that's already at the bottom of the basement, seeing the world by like a little flickering candle, and that's the distance of your existence. If you think that humans are just going to sit around and be lazy. Like, no, they will not do that. Well, guys, I wonder. I think I'm going to cut this one short. I got my buddy just sent me a text. He's on his way. I hope you guys are having a beautiful time. You know, I hope that you're at the very least getting out, get some sunshine, spend some time with the plants, right? Spend some time with the plants. Spend some time in the nature, man. It really does. Like today I just got talking with somebody about the beach, you know, and that was so wonderful. It was so wonderful to just talk about the beach. And now I'm going to turn around, grab my puppy, and we're going to go out to the beach. And we're going to enjoy it with my friend. And I hope that you can have a similar thing happen very shortly. And send a text to a person you care about at the end of this, you know? Just send a text to your dad or your mom or maybe your sibling you haven't talked to in a while. You know? Reach out to somebody. I think that's a good idea. Just reach out to somebody. It'll make you feel a little bit better. Or maybe it'll pick at that wound. Maybe you should pick at that wound. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a good time. I hope you're smoking a doob, drinking a beer, taking mushrooms, getting to know your neighbors. I need to get to know my neighbors a little bit better. I just moved in, though, so that's my excuse. Good luck out there, guys. I love you all.